Oh, welcome back, friends. I'll leave that little blooper in. Now I know who's been chewing on my thread. I always have a comb thread with one of those telescoping towers so that I can use a bigger thing of thread. And lately I've had to tuck it inside the sewing machine because a couple times I came in here and there's thread all over the place. I thought it was Miss Nala because she's the one who's always in here with me. He comes in, but then he just, you know, he's on the floor or wherever. But he just went over there and he proceeds to start chewing on it. Little turkey. So anyways, how are you guys? We're doing good. It is late in the afternoon as always. Haven't done too much except for I have started sewing on that bookshelf quilt. And it's not going to be as difficult as I thought, just time consuming. There's a lot of pieces. So once you get a certain, like the bookshelves right now I'm doing, that's got all the books, I'll show it to you in just a second. Once I get those 6 blocks done, then I move on to another block, and then I have those little 2-inch squares that I have to snowball the corners or the 2.5-inch squares. So, but I've got the first 2 of the small book shelves done, and I just started. There's 4 of the longer pieces and I just got 1 done. So, but this is what the first one's going to look like, the little ones. So that is what's called snowballing. Where you take your square of fabric and you put right sides together and then you sew diagonally down, and then when you flip it back, then you can cut off that excess. But so this is one of the 2 that will be in the quilt. There's only 2 of these, and yeah. And then this is the second one. And this is the fabric that has all the authors' names on and stuff. And then the next one that I have to finish the other 3. This is what this one's going to look like. So it's not difficult. Like I said, it's just time consuming. It's just lots of pieces because with this one, you start out with the long piece. This is the longer ones I have to do yet. So you start out with this. Then on the left and right, you put a black strip. And then the longer ones on the top and bottom, you put another black strip. And so you encase that whole thing. And then once it's encased, then I take those 2.5-inch squares and then do the 4 on the side, or on each corner, that's it. So, so that's what I was working on today. This morning, I diamond dotted on my hummingbird. Did not cross stitch. Saw a squirrel go out into the garden this morning. And as soon as I went out, he ran out. And I'm sitting there thinking, what was over there that he would like? Because they haven't been in there. So I went over there and we had a cantaloupe that was still green. but he had taken the green cantaloupe and ate half of it right out, and the inside was nice and orange as can be. So, little turkey butt. I won't get any cantaloupe this year, and don't know if I'll grow them next year at all, because the disease took them over. And there is another one on there that's probably softball size, but all the vines going to it, they're just dying off. And the peppers, they're still doing good. You know, everything's getting to the time that they're going to start slowing down. And I think that I still have, I think there's like 2 other peppers that need to completely turn their color before I can pick them. I mean, I can pick them right now, but I don't like green peppers, and they don't like me. But the yellow and the purple and the browns don't bother me. So, and then I did pick a handful, a big handful of our green beans. They came in finally, and I will just use those because we got so many canned green beans. I'll just use those as a snack for fresh eating. And then there was a couple of Roma tomatoes that by tomorrow I'll put them in the freezer. There was 2 cucumbers, and then there was a second planting of carrots, but I don't think they're going to get much bigger. So, but they're little baby carrots now. And so that little garden's still producing. So I was really tickled with that. Jerry doesn't eat raw green beans. He's tried them. He doesn't like the taste of them. That's just something that my family, especially my mom and my sister and I, always like to eat. It is a great snack if you can get them. So, but I washed everything off. And after a little bit, I need to go put them in some Ziploc baggies and throw them in the refrigerator, because they'll be good things to snack on. So, not doing too much else, but I think I'll just sit here and sew a little bit before I go try to edit this vlog and everything. We have no plans for Friday. And Saturday, Mr. Jerry's going to be gone a good part of the day. So I got sewing to do. I always have something that I can do. So, oh, what else? Not too much. It is 70 degrees out. When I was outside, it felt nice, comfortable being outside. And when I'm in the sewing room right here, my window's right there. I opened it up, but the breeze is still cool. There's a difference between a summer 70 and this fall 70, because it was like, ooh, that's just a little chilly. So the kitties are doing fine. Nala is really coming around to Mr. Jerry. She even is letting him pick her up and hold her for like 5-10 seconds, which is a big deal for her. And they don't go to bed with us anymore right away. I'll wake up, they're always on my side, but I'll wake up and there'll be one of the cats at my feet, and the other one will be laying at, I have a little stand by my window that has a antique vintage glass white Christmas tree with little birds all over them. And it's usually Nala, so I put a little blanket thing up there for her, because she'll peek her head right out through the curtains and look. So, and Simba's the one who will lay on the bed. But he still wakes us up about 5 in the morning. But we've discovered that I think he's just saying hello. He just wants to play. He's happy, because usually lately, after a few times of telling him to stop, because he gets obnoxious, He comes right up in your face, and you can pet him and pet him. And sometimes he'll go from me to Jerry to me to Jerry. And a few times when he's over to Jerry, Jerry will actually roll over, slide over, and then he'll lay right beside him, and he goes to sleep next to him. So we haven't had to get up and feed him until we get up. And normally it's anywhere from, seems like 8:30 to 9 o'clock lately. But we don't go to bed till 11:30, midnight. So on that front, they are doing better. Nala this morning jumped up on my lap. She's not a lap kitty, but I don't think she's part Siamese. I don't think a lot of Siamese are. Maybe they aren't, but today she jumped up and she just started purring, and she just laid down, and I just petted her and told her thank you, and told her it wasn't so bad, was it? And Mr. Simba likes to lay. He wants to be on your lap, but you can't get him on your lap. He'll lay right beside you, or he lays full length across this way. But if he wants on my lap, it's because I am knitting or crocheting, and he is just using me to get to what I'm doing. So, but other than that, we'll be starting to probably next week, I would think, start to take care of some things, our outdoor summer stuff, and get that ready. And then Mr. Jerry is the one who puts the garden to bed, basically. And that just means that I'll go out and help, but we clean out the beds, and then he'll take some plastic, and then he staples it over it for the winter months. So, and we're still up in arms deciding whether we're going to do applesauce or not. We have lots of applesauce. We have lots of pear sauce. We just don't have plain applesauce. And I would really like to dehydrate some, but I don't need a half bushel to dehydrate some. So I don't know what we're going to do. We're still discussing it, but this week wasn't the week to do it. So if we do, it'll be next week. And the other thing is, last night when I bought that Hope, I call it Hope's Cookbook, but I'm not for sure that's what it is. It's called Hope something, but it's a cookbook. She's a Mennonite gal. Got off from Amazon. My friend Shah recommended it. So far, every meal we've done in it has been like 5 stars in it. And last night, Mr. Jerry tried her chili recipe. Of course, there's only 2 of us, and she always does where it serves 8 to 10. So he usually cuts everything in half. Well, it ended up being 0 points. You don't know what that felt like, to have a 0-point food that was so delicious. All it was our lean beef. We get the grass-fed lean that is the 96%, 97%, something like that. And then we took diced tomatoes, and this is everything that called for it. She calls for tomato juice, diced tomatoes, beef. She usually uses like your beef stew stuff, but we use the ground Hamburg beef, and white northern beans, and then it had some seasonings in it, and that was it. Well, when I scan everything, they're all 0. We did not use tomato juice, because some tomato juices you can get a point in it. We used canned diced tomatoes, and that came up 0 points. And we used our tomato soup, which is just tomatoes that have been cooked down till they're really thick, and they have some seasoning in it. So that was 0. The beef was 0. The beans were 0. It was good. It gave us, for a serving, a cup and a half. And we still have a cup each left over. So that will be a lunch sometime. But it was really good. So don't forget about your chilies and stuff that, you know, you don't have to, you know, buy it out of the can. I mean, you can, but a lot of times, you know, put in it what you like. Now, Jerry is not, he doesn't like the black beans, but it didn't call, well, it did call for black beans and the white beans, a half a cup of each, or a half a can of each. But he doesn't care for black, so he never buys those. But we had the white, and so he did a whole can of that, and it was still 0 points. And to me, chili is like your kidney beans, not white beans, but it was still good. And she has a white chicken chili that he wants to try, and it's going to be the same thing. It's just going to be 0 points. So of all the points I have to count on the diabetic plan for my fruits and my yogurt, and it just seems like everything. It was nice to be able to scan and scan and scan, and it come up 0, 0, 0. So that was really nice, and it was filling. And the only thing I had to count was my milk that I had with it, and then a slice of bread and butter. And that was really nice to be able to do that. I did not add crackers to it. Normally I will crunch up crackers to soak everything up there. Like you get those small sleeves, I'll take the whole thing and then probably open up another one. So I didn't want to do that. I just wanted to take the points for the bread and the butter. And Jerry did the butter, so I knew it was a half a tablespoon, because he barely puts butter on things. But yeah, but that was so nice. So I'm not for sure what's going to be for supper, and I'm thinking Friday will be pizza, and I'm going to try to make the pizza. I'm going to try that 2-ingredient dough to see how that comes out. Nikki Gets Fit, I got her cookbook. She has the recipe in there and how she does her pizza, where it's in the ramekins, and she's just mixed it up and she just pushes it right down into it and then just adds the toppings and stuff. We have Canadian bacon, we have pineapple, and we have our homemade pasta sauce, which is supposed to be like pizza, and it's just tomatoes that's been cooked down till it's really thick with seasoning in it. And that way I can control the cheese that I put on mine, and he can control his cheese that he puts on his. So I'll probably do that tomorrow, but no idea what tonight will bring. I know we have a half a pound of the hamburger left that we'll have to use. So, but I tried to, well, I did talk to him about if we have, like the night we had lasagna, I said I don't want to go to lasagna, to spaghetti, to tuna casserole, because this time of weather he likes to do casserole, casserole, casserole. So, and he said, deal. So last night's chili was a good compromise. So, and it was good. And I've been walking back and forth in the house. And last night I got on our treadmill. So proud of myself. And I thought, you know, I'm going to, because there's a TV out there, I'm just going to put on a show. And it was like 14 minutes. And Jerry made the remark, ooh, that might be long for you for your first time, he goes. And I said, well, we'll see, you know. And he had the treadmill, and I said, can you move the treadmill over enough so that when you look at the TV, you're looking at the TV? And he got on it and he adjusted it, and I don't know, he made some smart butt remark about, I do all this for 20 seconds. I says, wow. And he goes, well, I didn't mean it like that. Well, I went for 7 minutes. It's not that I got winded or anything because it was a leisurely stroll, but my hips were tightening up so bad that that's all I could do. And of course, I was proud of him because last night he got on the treadmill for about 12 minutes. And so that's a good start because he is now trying to lose weight. So the homemade cookies and store-bought cookies are not being bought because he cannot control himself. He's, you know, he can have all these mixed nuts and stuff, and he can have a handful, and he's fine. But his cookies, I understand. I mean, it's just he likes his cookies, so we don't have cookies in the house. So, and even if I find cookies to make that are healthy for us, he likes them, he'll have to have, you know, a couple cookies after breakfast and in between lunch and supper and after supper. And so I'm trying not to tempt him. So, but I just want to say yay for both of us for doing that. So anyways, I hope you are doing well. I hope your day was a good day. I hope that you showed yourself kindness and love and support like you do everybody else. And I'm just hoping and wishing nothing but the best for you and for us. And trying to keep in the mindset of losing this weight, because I don't have a choice. And I mean, I do have a choice, but I don't want to go on all the meds and everything. So, but thanks for stopping by, my friend. And till we can meet again, we got this. And to my 2 friends that are going through stuff and everything, God's got you both covered. And you're going to be okay. See you soon, my friends.